Brielle Biermann sued by American Express over unpaid credit card amid family's financial issues. So I thought this would be pretty interesting because some people may not know that if you do not pay your credit card bill, you will go to collections and end up potentially be getting sued. So let's check this out. Biermann has also fallen behind on her bills amid her parents' ongoing marital and financial issues. Page 6 confirm that the influencer, 26, has a debt with American Express over an unpaid credit card bill. Biermann has an outstanding balance of $12,870.25 per court documents we obtained. However, her rep told us Tuesday that all will be paid by tomorrow morning. The Don't Be Tardy alum had not been making her monthly minimum payment, which is listed as $1,381.88 in the complaint, and that total also includes a past due amount of $896.62. Biermann was required to make her latest payment by June 27th, but since she failed to do so, American Express is now seeking the full amount plus court costs. Jesus Christ. Biermann's lawsuit comes just 2 months after Target came after her mother, Kim Zolciak, however you pronounce that, for unpaid credit card fees. The retail giant sued the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum for $2,482.24 in June. Brielle's adoptive father, Croy Biermann, was also sued that same month for skipping out on car payments for his Rolls-Royce Cullinan, which is about $400,100. The family's financial issues caused a strain on the married couple who raced to the courthouse in May to file for divorce. Like, here's the thing what people need to understand. This is why we push so hard for people to get out of debt and stay out of debt is because it just makes things so much more stressful if you have to worry about minimum payments. You got to worry about paying like payments on your debt every month because if anything were to happen, like let's say that you were to lose your job, but you got minimum payments that you got to pay that is over $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, you're in a very bad spot, especially if you don't got money in the bank. Like, you're basically causing a situation that is just super risky. Anytime you have debt in your life, you make your life more at risk or more risky. And it's a very scary situation to be in because you might be somewhat comfortable now with a car payment, uh, student loan payment, a credit card payment, rental payment, or mortgage payment, right? But all it takes is for one slightly big emergency to happen, and you are no longer comfortable. Now you are living paycheck to paycheck, or you might be worse than that, and now you're underwater completely and potentially filing for bankruptcy. That's why you gotta be super careful when you involve debt in your life. And if you do have debt, you need to get rid of it. It is such a dangerous thing to play with, especially with credit cards because they're so super high interest. And the sad thing about credit cards is that people who purchase emotionally, which tends to be a lot of ladies typically, where they just kind of maybe get slightly happier from buying something, they get into a situation where the minimum payment will get to the point where it is higher than what they bring in per month. That is a very scary situation because you pretty much can't get out of that. The only ways that you could get out of that situation is to cross your fingers and hope some sort of company will give you a no interest loan or potentially maybe refinance your credit card debt into some other credit card or cash balance transfer, etc., so that you could drop the like 29% loan shark interest to like 0% for like a year just so that you could breathe. Like it is a very, very bad situation to be in. So if you're someone out there who's like dealing with credit card debt, pay it off. Like do everything you can to get rid of your debt. Let's see, that same month, TMZ reported that Zodiac 45 and Croy 37 allegedly owed the IRS more than $1 million in unpaid taxes, interest, and penalties from 2013, 2017, and 2018. Like these people are just absolute morons with their finances. Like it to get into debt is one thing, but to not pay the IRS, like do you just like hate your life or something? Because you're just basically putting like a bullseye target on yourself. It's like, oh yes, IRS, hunt me down, put me in prison. It's like, what the hell? The pair whose Georgia mansion entered foreclosure and was put up for auction in February also owed the state of Georgia $15,000 in unpaid taxes for 2018. However, they were able to work out a deal and an auction for the home was canceled. Like, to me, I would be more focused on, like, how can I avoid going to prison for not paying my taxes? Like, that ain't a small amount of money. Dear Lord. So get this, right? So she's the Real House of a Housewife of Atlanta, whatever alum, and her hubby is a former NFL star. Like, how are you guys so stupid with your money? Like, you guys probably made so much money and you just blew it all. So, even though the tardy for the party singer and the former NFL star ultimately decided to get back together and work on their relationship, money woes have reportedly still been causing a rift between the two heads of household. Sources told TMZ earlier this month that the couple has steep financial troubles that are threatening to end their relationship for good. Zodiac and Croy's relationship was compared to somewhat of a roller coaster, with the pair being good one day and then at each other's throats and having blow-ups the next. Like, like this is the thing, right? If you live by this simple financial concept, no matter whatever financial situation that you are in, like in terms of like how much money you make or like what your job title is, as long as you find like follow this financial concept, which is the basic financial concept of like prosperity. Spend less than what you make, and you will be okay at the very least, right? You'd think that would not be that hard of like a concept, but it's just literally spend less than what you make. And for people who are like making millions and millions of dollars, you would think that would be pretty damn simple. But obviously not. Has she ever worked a day in her life? Insane to buy a Rolls Royce on top of a mega mansion on an insecure influencer income, as these two in their dim bulb dependence demonstrate celebrity is not a career, get a job, learn to code. The thing is, the guy was a former NFL player, right? And if he was like some sort of like top round pick potentially, or he played for a few years, he should have made a couple million if he wasn't stupid with his money, right? It's like, why? Actually, hold on. Let me like see how much freaking money this dude actually made. So what? His mom and adoptive father currently having their own financial problems. Croy. Okay. Hmm. No. Jesus Christ. I mean, I just don't get how bad their money is. Brielle. Hold on. Row House Lights. Let's check. No. Sued over unpaid Target credit card bill. Yeah. Earlier this month, the ex-NFL star was hit with another lawsuit. Croy Biermann. Hold on. Croy Biermann, NFL income. Okay, I think this is it. So this is the former NFL player, Croy Biermann. Let's see. Drafted round 5 in 2008. Let's see. So his. Okay, so. Hold on. Okay, so from 2008 to 2011, he signed for a 4-year contract for I think 1,879,750 dollars. So I guess his average yearly salary was basically $469,938 plus a signing bonus of $174,750. Okay, which is pretty darn nice. Now his second contract, 2012 to 2014, 3 years for $9,150,000, and he got a $3.1 million signing bonus, meaning that he made $3,050,000 per year. That's pretty damn nice. Now his last contract from 2015 to, no, I guess just for 2015, was for 1 year, $1,925,000 with a signing bonus of $500,000. Like, so, career earnings. So, in total, from all of his teams that he's won, etc., from the contracts, etc., he earned a cash amount of $14,164,518. But from what we saw in that article, this dude got like no money. He blew through all of his money. He buy things that he can't afford, which to me is crazy, right? Like you would think that if you made $14,164,518, probably before taxes, that maybe after a decade you would still be a millionaire. Maybe, right? But it just goes to show you that like there's so many of these like pro athletes that just blow through all of their money for probably various reasons. I mean, one might be CTE, like head injury, all that kind of stuff, right? Which might be changing their habits, etc. Two, they were probably never taught anything about finances. Three, they probably got into like weird habits or addictions, potentially like gambling or something like that. But to me, this is just like super sad to see because these athletes are put into a situation where they can make disgustingly high amounts of money, like life changing amounts of money, in a very short amount of time. Like, this wasn't even 10 years. This was 8 seasons. So, what, 8 years? So, in 8 years, he made slightly over $14 million. Like, and you blow through all this money. That just, like, honestly makes me sad. Because, like, you want to see people who are in a position to make crazy amounts of money be able to actually enjoy the rest of that money for the rest of their lives. But now, you're in a situation where, like, it's like this is the sad thing about like pro athletes specifically. When they're done, because pretty much their body can't handle anymore, they can't perform anymore. What are they going to do, right? They're not like a singer that could keep on singing for decades. They're not like an actor that could keep on acting for decades. They're not like a radio show host that could like literally be talking for their whole lifetime, even though they might look hideous or something. It's like they are only able to make this type of money in a very short amount of time and can't go back to it. Like they can't go back to being a pro NFL player specifically, right? It's like you're in such a bad position once you leave the sport because you probably don't have a really good career lined up. You probably don't have good education or good certifications or anything like that. You're probably thinking this money was going to last forever, which obviously it's not. So what do you do in this situation? Like the type of pro NFL players, the pro athletes that are like burning themselves like this, burning through all their cash like this, you are going to be in a position where you might be homeless after making millions and millions of dollars. Like just think about that. That's crazy to like get to the point where you are basically able to buy whatever you want without worry to now can you even buy your next meal? Again, just follow this very simple concept in finances, which is just spend less than what you make and you'll be okay. Like if any of these pro athletes did that, they would be okay. Spend less than what you make and then invest money for your retirement and you'll be okay.